And they were talking about high value man and high value woman. What is that nonsense about?
What do you bring to the table?
I don't have table, I have mat.
Hi, everyone. You're welcome to the Vivid Experience with Sophie and
Me, mat. Me. Hi. Hi.
she's in a grungy mood.
No, because this is we're gonna talk about something that's it's been on my mind. I have a lot to and I've got a lot to say. Go on, my dear.
I don't know why you have to be the Grinch today.
I am.
Okay.
I'm booked.
We're busy.
Oh, busy.
We're so swamped. I am solving world hunger.
Yeah,
and
tell no one, really. No one.
because why?
Busy.
They should know though.
They know now.
But then we get more busy.
Yeah, we'll get more busy. So, today we need to actually address something as a society.
There's an elephant in the room.
Where? We need to address something. And I think the reason why is because I think a lot of this toxic behavior we see across the gender norm, like both men and women and all of that, is tied to this particular topic. And I'm not a hater. I won't say it doesn't have merits, but it's the way that it's marketed that I have issue with. And they were talking about high value man and high value woman. What is that nonsense about? Yeah.
I'm gonna let you just go on a roll and talk.
No, because right, the truth is, and this is actually something that started with social media. If we notice, I don't think our parents are really worried about high value man, high value this. I mean, they're worried about it in some way because it is a reality.
I want you to get married.
They do want you to get
Get
married.
married.
Yeah, get married quick. We started see let me speak for myself. I started seeing this very prevalent across social media, across many influencers just going, oh, how to be a high value man, how to be a high value woman, how to be a high value man to catch a high value. Like, are we in the sea? Is this the ocean? What's happening? And while some of it has merits,
We are though.
the trenches.
The ocean.
I think the core of the messaging is on people to build themselves up, which I'm all for. You gotta grow, you gotta do better, you gotta be better. But the way that it's said is just, it irks me. It really does. Because
What do you bring to the table?
I don't have table, I have mat. I have table, I have mat.
What is your value?
I don't have. Which are in naira, in dollars or pounds?
Might be quite. I don't know. Curry.
In shillings? But I think that conversation just stresses me out because we forget that inherently every human life is valuable. There's the standard, we all have equal rights as human beings.
It's the baseline.
It's baseline that we're working for. Now, the more people have resources than you, of course, I'm not the richest in the block. The more people have more experience than you. I'm not an astrophysicist. Catch your shit. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm not like certain factors and places and things I'm not great at, but I know what I'm great at. But it doesn't diminish or increase my value. Is just value as a person, as a human being. It's the other things you do that come out of your service to others that then increases not value, but what you bring to the table. So you get, for example, I am not really Idabashi. I can't cook all that. I'm not a chef. But I can cook on a basic survival skill level.
You have to beg her though.
You have to beg me to cook. You don't beg to
Me
cook.
Matt cooked for me the first time when I was going through a breakup. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so there's no more breakups in there. There's no more food.
You tell my business out there now.
What you said. But I think inherently we must come to things from a place of every human has value. What we want to say is, how do you improve as a man, as a woman, as a horse, whatnot? That's what we want to say, not how to be high value this, because we're basically saying that people are better than others, and people at the base of it, nobody's better than the other. I don't think Beyonce is better than me as a human being. I think she's a very...
Some people though.
That's the thing. Like, she's a very talented singer. She's amazing. She's accomplished. She's done the work for her field in her craft. It's the same way someone looking at me would think, oh, I'm better than them at something, but I've probably just been working in my career for like half a decade plus. Do you get? And so I know certain things, rookie mistakes I wouldn't make. Do you get? Certain things that I'm more aware of now because I have the experience. But inherently, I'm as valuable as you are as a person.
Mm.
So I think we missed it and we're not taking it to the place of how do you become better? How do you become more intentional? How do you grow your life? How do you serve other people around you? How do you actually serve humanity? As opposed to this high value woman thing to transform yourself into something that you're not for the annoying sake of love, which now makes us forget that love at the base of it is also acceptance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look,
When was around?
this conversation, yeah,
No, I was thank you.
Very
Thank you for holding space on my rant.
always. Always.
Oh my God.
Look, it's a conversation that happens again and again and again. And I completely agree with you on many factors, right? The commercialization of it, which is more like the
Mhm.
marketing that you were saying.
Yeah.
Um,
Like buy this book, wear this outfit, like it's girl outfits. Baby, wear what your style is.
I think that a lot of people are losing out on individuality when they try to follow norms,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is high value? Literally your worth, your self-esteem, okay? How you think of yourself. And if you think very highly of yourself, you have a baseline understanding that perfection is not the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is for you to evolve in and pivot, right? So you want to be a better person. I want to be a better product manager. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better daughter, right? I want to be a better strategist. And that's how it's a journey. And you all just have to have that, as you said, inherent sense of self
Mhm.
that you are full of worth.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, as it concerns love, high value man, high value woman, it's I find it
crazy.
I find it entertaining, interesting. More.
I think I find it sad because I worry about younger, impressionable people. Well, not that old, but I just had to put that out there. Like, we're not that old. But younger, impressionable people who are coming up, especially ones that literally are born in the internet era, right? Not us that were introduced to it.
Who's us?
Okay, wow, okay. Just can somebody start a hashtag justice for the maths? Like, honestly, somebody that loves to
I
start
mean, you did
hashtag
a lot
justice
of
for the
we's
maths.
and us. I'm just like,
Somebody just
that.
start it, please.
know what
I
you're talking
appreciate
about
that.
here.
Like justice for me, for real.
Mhm.
But I think the impression because like I was watching a YouTube essay and there's a 15-year-old girl doing like 30 skincare regime. Like, baby, your cells haven't even like your skin hasn't even fully formed. You would have hormones and pimples and acne is coming. Like, wait. Do you get? But she's doing 30-step regime to not to avoid eye bags and wrinkles. Like, you're 15, right? And then this, it's girl wardrobe. You have to wear this color or this. Niggas, breathe. Like, it's a rainbow out there. Like, when you
Rest.
rest, like when you rest, the rainbow doesn't have one color. So why should you?
Like I said, you have to be able to embrace your individuality.
Sure, yeah.
It's so important. I look, in many
It's a process, though. That we're not trivializing the process of it because we know that people have different experiences.
in many conditions we've also put on
Yeah.
ourselves, right? Like, oh, we have to be this size. We have to be this.
Chopper. Oh God, they chop.
You know, we have to earn this much before we enter rooms, or
Yeah.
especially men. I can't tell you how many male friends have told me that they will not walk up to a woman if they believe that she is more valuable than them,
Like especially financially, right?
especially financially.
Yeah.
My question is always, why would you shoot yourself before you even approach?
Do you know that something happened today when I was running doing marathon, right? I
Yeah.
was walking with someone and they were like, oh, what do I do? And I said what I did, and I said this is the sector I work in, and they immediately go big madam, and I was like, what makes you say that? I mean,
I don't like that word, by the way. You big madam me. You will not be spoken to. in a romantic way.
You'll be body zone.
You're friend zone. You're not gonna be a body bar. Yeah. Because how? Why? I know how, but why? Why would you?
Yes.
Because I already understand that you have put me on a certain pedestal that I don't have interest in being, on.
And so
at
it
this point.
makes you don't want to know who I am.
Yeah.
You assume that
You're
because I say I
typecasting
work
me.
exactly, I work in the sector, I do this.
I mean, I am a big madam.
I am,
but
but you're not allowed to say it.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to
stop.
say it. But and then I've looked at him and I was like, I think it's how people miss out on friendships and things like that. Connection, right? Because I can't speak to that person. They will just say no. Ain't nobody gonna beat you. Like, don't find trouble, shall.
Look, my
But-
point is, and sorry to cut
Yeah.
you short, but like the connection might not be what you want,
Yeah.
but it's going to definitely be what you need.
Yeah.
So even if we're not like romantically, affiliated,
Mm.
we're gonna be friends, or
Acquaintances.
acquaintances.
And it's
Okay,
okay to have
I can help you. You can
acquaintances.
help me.
Yeah.
Just avoid typecasting people because high value, non high value,
Exactly.
low value.
It's crazy. It's messy. It's actually
Everyone is
messy.
the rest. We're all valuable, as
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
We all have very high worth.
Yeah.
And it's all tied to self-esteem and the work that we do to uphold that.
And you can't outsource that work. You can never outsource that work. You have to. I think also the high value conversation is a distraction from people's insecurities. And so it's like peacocking. The peacock is actually quite small. It's like an animal. It's not a big animal. But the plumage makes it look super grand, right? But if you kill a peacock, it's really not a lot of meat in that thing. I've not. But
I have so many questions.
They will not be answered.
Ma'am.
They will not be answered. Just give me an example. No, they will not be answered.
You okay?
They will not be answered. No.
I'm gonna keep my questions to myself before I get us in trouble.
But the plumage makes them look really, and they're beautiful, but makes them look great. But at the core of it, like really small birds, right? And I think that's what people are doing with this conversation is you then start performing being a high value person instead of improving yourself. And then you now see someone, I think that's when I go out sometimes, I really look at people, I'm like, I know this is not who you are. This is just false. Because you can tell they're not being themselves.
Look, I think that we all fall for that every once in a while, especially when you enter an environment and you're trying to grade what to do and how are they going to think about me. And even with very long-term friends, like when you're not doing okay, you're not okay. You're asked, "How are you?" I'm fine.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
All right, it's great.
That is
great.
performing, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you know that this person is very close to you. This is someone that you will confide in, but you start to think, oh, maybe they think that they will think I'm too much or too heavy, and then in that way it performs. I feel like we all do the performing thing. And it's human. But in the constancy of your being, understand that you're full of worth.
Thank you. That's the beautiful way of putting it. The constancy of your being, understand that you're full of worth. Yeah, that's it. That's the message. Because I'm all for always improving. But I know I like to think that I've done the work a bit of myself that when I walk into a room, I'm still very bloody nervous. Especially when it's full of people who have more power, who are more accomplished than me. I'm still really, really like, I would call Sophie and be like, Sophie!
In many ways, she calls me. If it's Sophie, I'm like, what have you done?
Yeah.
Sophie! Why are you afraid? So, like, I'm on my way. Let me finish it. Something really bad has happened.
So, like, I'm like, well, I'm Sophie. Jesus, take the wheel. But I do end up going in these things and reassuring myself that I'm here for a reason. There's this thing I wrote one hot afternoon like that. So I was just thinking about it. I was like, I belong in this world. I belong in every room that I'm in. I belong in every conversation I'm part of. There's no auditioning. The only audition I had to do was to be born. I'm here now. The moment I'm here now, I belong now. I belong on this planet. I belong not in this country, but I belong here somewhere. I belong here. But I belong everywhere that I find myself in.
Mm.
And I say that to myself, along with Fear is the Mind Killer and the Bene Gesserit anthem. But I say that to myself to remind
Yeah, that's
myself
a
that,
very nice poem.
yeah, thank you. I say that to myself because I need to remind myself that these people, yes, they've done better things than me. They've done more things, they're way more knowledgeable, more accomplished than me. But inherently, we still have five sense organs. The head is still where it is for everybody. You might wear nicer clothes and jewelry and have a nicer house and nicer car, but when they cut you,
You bleed
you
red.
still bleed. You still bleed red. And we'll all fit inside one 656 coffin at the end of the day.
I don't know what
That went dark. Sorry, that went dark.
Yeah,
That went dark.
that's like
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
be happy, y'all. We're gonna end this on a happy note.
Yeah.
And wrapping it up, really, it's all about like high value.
It's some bullshit.
We're all high value,
Yeah. Like
and
just
we're
know.
all striving to be really high value.
Yes. So that's let me not say it. Yes, guys, high value, high value, high value. But yeah, I think my final thoughts would be don't outsource the work of being better to content creators or your pastor or your closest friends. It's you that will do the work at the end of the day. It's annoying work, honestly. It's annoying. It's very annoying, frustrating work. But the rewards are limitless, really. Yeah. Yeah, take
And
care,
you're
guys.
gonna be an inspiration.
No. And one last thing, wherever you are watching this, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch high value human content, but really use your discernment and see what works for you and what doesn't. Don't change your entire wardrobe because someone say the color pink is bad. Please. Bye, guys.
Bye.